First thing, if you would like to fill yourself up some water or do this in the bath, you can pause the video now and get yourself set up for that. You don't actually need to have water to do this. You can do this a couple of different ways, with some warm water or with just your imagination. Just kind of follow along. You can watch this and follow along. You can close your eyes and just listen and follow along. Whatever feels right to you. I'm gonna add a couple of drops of essential oil. This one's called Balance. It's a very floral smell. I'm also gonna add some bubbles. A couple of these that I'm gonna put in there. First off, just run your fingers through the water. If you have some soap in there, you can watch the soap in the patterns it's making on the surface of the water. Really just hover your hands over the water and kind of feel what that feels like to you. Is there a warmth coming up off the water? Feel cold water? Is there a coolness coming up off of it? And just sit there for a second and really feel that in all your fingertips. In the palm of your hands. And then slowly raise your hands down towards the water and feel as they just start to touch and break the surface tension there, as if it's breaking the tension in your own body and mind. You can kind of balance it and bounce it off the water and feel that buoyancy as it just kind of floats up and down. And if there is soap in your water, watch the bubbles kind of move around as they're moving this on the surface of the water. And you can fully submerge your fingers all the way beneath the surface and look at them through the water. How do they look different from when they're above water? Do they look any bigger or smaller? Does the color look slightly different? Really observe. And then pull your hands slowly back out of the water. And my hands are covered in soap. You have soap in theirs. In yours, look at the bubbles that are on your hands left over. And you can slowly place your hands back down into the water again. Play around with some movement. I'm kind of bouncing my hands and creating a little bit more movement than I was before. Hear the sounds that the water is making. Does it sound like a fountain? Does it sound in the back, like in the distance? Does it sound like a trickling? Almost make your own little music to the water. Really feel the way the water is moving over the skin of your hands. As you lift your hand out of the water, you can feel some drips coming off the tips of your fingers. Maybe you see some light shifting in the reflection of the water. Hear the sounds the drips are making off your fingertips, your hands. Notice how the bubbles are looking. The bubbles in my bucket are pretty much non-existent at the moment. Maybe you put more bubbles in your water. Feel the warmth or coolness coming off of the water as you raise your left hand in and out of the water slowly, kind of like a wave-like motion. Follow it with your gaze as it goes out of the water and back into the water. And then take your right hand, do the same thing. Follow the hand as it breaks the surface tension of the water, comes back out, some drips of water off of it. Just really feel the way that those water droplets are rolling off the surface of your hands. You can even pull your palms up, and in the light, you see all the reflection of the light in the water that is on your hands. And shake your hands off and feel the water rolling off. Hear it hitting the rest of the water in the bucket or in the bathtub that you're in. If you're in the bathtub, you can get a little bit more playful with this and kind of like splash around and kind of just act like you're like a little baby in the bathtub. Just really hit the water, slap the water. Maybe you haven't done this since you were a kid. Kind of bring back that childlike play. Fully immersed in that water. Just feel the way that it's hitting your hands. To feel kind of jello-y when you hit the surface, like you feel that tension as it's coming down into the water as your hand floats through that barrier of surface tension. Just really use that as a metaphor to the mental state that you're in. You're just going through with ease and play and really fully immersed in the moment that you're in. Just run your fingers through. You can rake it up and down the water, back and forth, just feeling the waves in the water as they move back and forth. My fingertips are scraping the bottom and creating a different noise. Kind of sounds wave-like to me. As if the ocean tides are coming in and out. Feel my fingertips scraping the bottom, going one direction, and my fingernails scraping as I go away from me. The ocean calmed down, and now there's a light rain. So you pick your hands up and let the droplets of water fall back onto the surface of the water again in the bucket or the bathtub. Notice how the skin on your hands are feeling. Maybe they're starting to feel like they might start to get a little pruny soon. Maybe they're feeling very relaxed. Maybe you're feeling a lot of that movement and kind of some happiness along with the joy that's coming out of just fully being immersed in the moment that you're in right now. Swirl your hands in figure 8 movements. Notice how the water is bouncing off the sides of the bucket or the tub that you're doing this in. The sound it's making as it hits the side of the bucket or the tub. Watch the patterns that it's creating in the water. Watch as the light is going through and reflecting onto the surface underneath the water. The shadows it's making along the bottom of your bucket or tub. There can be a lot of light and contrast in the shadows and light that you're making. This beautiful pattern along the bottom of your surface. Almost looks like a painting. Finding something that feels good to you, maybe for something a little different, really push your hands down into the water and then pull them back up and feel that surface tension roll off the tops of your hands as you pull them out of the water. The skin on the top of the water, again on the skin on the top of your hands. Feel it as it cascades down the bottom of your hands and rolls onto your palms from the top of your hands. So as your hand is going into the water and pulling back out, you feel the water kind of suction under your palms of your hands and through your fingertips, finding its way back down in the basin of water that you have below your hands. Kind of float your hands on top of that water. This is the buoyancy in your body working with the water. Just kind of find some stillness there. Temperature of the water. Watch as the water stills. Your breathing may be affecting the movement in your hands, or if you're in the tub, maybe moving the whole water around you. Just notice your breath. Inhale. And exhale. Your hands out of the water and notice how they feel. Notice how your arms feel. Notice how your shoulders feel. Just kind of sink back into that feeling right now that you're experiencing. Feel your neck, your face, the top of your head. Take another inhale. Exhale. you for joining me in this meditation. I hope you found some stillness in the movement that you were creating at the same time.